Okay, guys, we're going to do proportional relationships as it deals with graphs for today. So our first warm-up exercise, we've given you a problem. We want you to sketch a graph and then tell me what features of the graph help you determine if it's proportional or not. So you've got 2 points. We've given you a quick sample of what's happening. Now we want you to put it into graph format and talk about the proportionality you see as you do that. Asher?
We already did this.
Okay, good.
We already did A and B.
Oh, A and B. On this one, your first step is making sure you're marking your text. So Isabel wants to work each morning. It takes her 5 minutes to travel 1 city block. Use this information to complete. There's our task. So we've got everything set up that we need. So now we're going to look at the 2 problems and see what they're asking us to do. We need to sketch a graph to show the number of blocks in bulk control in a specific amount of time. So that one should be relatively easy, right? So then put the time on the bottom, so that's my X, my Y. That's my X. And if it helps you, please put it there. On the side, they put the number of city blocks. So that would be my Y. Again, if it helps you, put it there. Given our scenario, 5 minutes, 1 city block, right? So where's my first data point? 1, 1. 1, 5. My second one would be at where? 2, 10. Technically, my first one's at 0, 0, because if they haven't left, they haven't gone anywhere, right? So now that I've got it, if you have at least 2 points, you can make a line. 3 makes it solid, because I'm pretty sure you're right. So once you've got your 3 points, what do I need to do?
Write a line.
How do I draw a line?
You start with the orange.
Using a straight edge. So you need to use a straight edge. I still hate it. I don't have one that I can use on my smartboard. So I have to freehand it. But you should be able to draw your line. See how terrible that is, even though I tried hard. And you make sure you put an arrow at the end. How many points did I have to have? At least 2, preferably 3. But if you're given a table of data, you should probably put all of them. So what features of the graph help you determine if the relationship is proportional? So what is about the graph that tells me it's proportional?
If the line goes through the origin.
Perfect. If the line goes through origin. That's really the biggest thing. As long as it goes through origin, it's proportional. And just for the record, make sure everybody knows it, origin is the point 0, 0. Make sense? Any questions on that? Okay, let's take a look at the next set. So the line always passes through the origin, which we refer to as the ordered pair, 0, 0. The rate of change will be equal to the what? Positive proportionality. So did we talk about the rate of change before too? Good. So the equation line will be what? What equation would I use for this line? Okay, that is your positive proportionality. Now change it to an equation for the line using those same 3 letters. What do I start with? Y equals KF. You need to clean that mess up too. Okay, so if I use the formula K equals YX to determine my rate of change, or the slope, what we're seeing is, here's my equation, or my line. I can reformulate my formula to solve for y. So I would say y equals, to get rid of the x, I need to multiply this side by x and this side by x, yes? Because x divided by x means those go away, so I have y on that side. And on this side, it's kx. Could I write it as xk?
Yeah.
Why?
Unit is property.
Okay, so here's an interesting side note because some of you are new to me. So for example, let's put a value to k. Let's say the K is 4. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah? So can I write it as X4?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Actually, no.
Why not?
You guys,
Community property multiplication.
no, because, yeah, but it has to be.
Because you can't multiply, you can't multiply variable by 4.
You don't even know what it is. It has to be.
Can I model this?
Oh, the
No,
star X.
because, you
Because
know.
remember, multiplication, I should be able to model my multiplication, right?
And then,
What is my multiplication telling me? Multiplication is telling me I need this many groups of this number, yes?
Yeah, but we don't know.
So
the
can I model this many groups of 4?
No, because we don't know.
Because I don't know how many groups there are, do I? Can I model 4x?
yes,
Yeah.
I can?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's in my group? X. How many of those groups do I have?
4.
So can I model this? Yeah. So is that okay? Can I model this?
No.
No. So is this okay? No. So is this okay?
Yes.
Is this okay?
No.
No. You understand why? But you are correct. Unit property multiplication says I would get the same answer because 4 times x would be the same as x times 4. When it comes to actually modeling my equation, I can't actually model this. I don't know how many groups of 4 I'm doing. But I can model this. I know I've got 4 groups of x. It might seem small, but these are the kinds of things, honestly, in advanced math, we really need to be able to understand. Is everybody okay with that? Make sense? Okay. So that's why when we rewrite this, we rewrite it as y equals kx. Because that constant is going to be replaced by a number. Once we find our constant of proportionality, that number will go in there. Any questions on our notes piece? Okay, so let's get into the actual lesson. I want you guys to go ahead and work together as a table. See if you guys can solve this. Make sure you talk about the rate of change, which we also refer to as what? Go ahead, Simon. Constant of proportionality. So the rate of change is your constant of proportionality, and give me the equation. Given the scenario, so I need you to make the graph, find your K, and write my equation. So I'll give you guys about 1 minute. So this one, again, marking your text is going to help you out a lot, guys. So it travels 25 miles each hour, where X is the number of hours and Y is the total miles. So it's nice that you even define your variables for you. So the critical step is identifying your variables, knowing what your X and your Y are. Because as you can see, everything else is kind of dependent on those 2 values. Yes? Asher?
Will there be case where we won't get we won't get what's X and what's Y?
There will be cases, and you'll need to be able to make that determination. So they may not specifically tell you X is this, Y is this. But there will be something in the format to help you understand it 90% of the time. Most of the time, you're going to list your X as the first thing and your Y is the second thing. But that's most of the time. A lot of it kind of comes to self-actualization as well. Like if I'm talking about speed, do I talk about hours per mile? Do I talk about miles per hour? Miles per hour. So I told you your X and your Y. If I talk about my wages, do I get hours per dollar? Do I get dollars per hour? Dollars per hour. Okay? So the way you say it will a lot of times tell you which way it's going. So on this one, again, if it helps you, I would definitely recommend labeling your X and your Y. If you guys gave me this graph, I would only give you half credit. Why? What's missing? The labels.
Oh, I did that.
So what's my label? What is on the bottom? Number of hours. What's on the side? Okay, total miles. So make sure you've added those if you did not already. So on this, it's telling us it's 25 miles each hour. So where's my first data point?
25 and 1.
1 and 25. My second one, that would be 2 and 50. My third one would be 3 and 75. Remember, get at least 2 perfectly clean to draw your line. Now you put your straight edge down, you draw your line, And we see it goes right up like this. What is my rate of change?
25.
Okay, and I would, hopefully you guys showed it, so it's 25 over 1, which equals 25, so it's 25. What is my equation?
Y equals 25x.
Y equals 25x. Awesome. Anybody struggling on any of that? Okay, good. Glad you guys are all tracking on this. We've got another problem, exact same setup. You guys should be able to do this in about 30 seconds. Go. Okay, on this one, the number of cars X is proportional to the number of wheels. Why? Uh-oh, they didn't give us any numbers.
Yeah, but we don't know which one.
We all know that?
Well, because the number on the back.
What's what?
Exactly.
2 cars.
But there's no label.
Then you can write the label yourself.
So what label do I think I need?
Number of car, number of wheels.
They did tell us X and Y, right?
Yeah, so
X will be the number
So
of cars,
I would label the bottom,
number of cars,
number of cars,
and then Y.
and I would label the side, number of wheels. Again, you want to be as specific as you can when you're doing these things. My W looked weird.
I would say, wait.
Okay. So now that we know that, if I have one car, how many wheels does it have?
Color.
If I have 2 cars, how many wheels am I looking at?
8.
So why did they do it by 2?
Because
Even numbers.
why not?
Just to make sure you're paying attention, right? We don't want you guys to always think that I'm always going up every block. That's not the case. You got to pay attention to your intervals. Okay, again, once I've got 3, now I can draw my line. So I know it's going right up through here. Make sure you put your arrow at the end. What is my rate of change? I can pick any of my points. I'm going to go with the first one. It's 4 over 1, which equals 4. So my rate of change is 4. My equation, y equals 4x. Hopefully. Honestly, I hope this is really easy peasy. Good. So now you got this one to do on the bottom of the page. Once you finish that, go ahead and start on the back side as well. We'll give you guys about 3 minutes to knock those out. Okay, go back to this side in case you guys should be on the back. Come back to this one. Sandra plots the points 0, 0, and 5, 10 on a graph to represent a proportional relationship. So they've told you it's proportional, but the points themselves should have told you that because you know it's going through origin, right? So find the rate of change. Can I use 0, 0 to find the rate of change? No, because that gives me a 0 on my denominator. Mathematically, we haven't figured that out. We don't know how to take something and make it nothing. So mathematically, that's an impossible concept. But they gave me my second one. But did they tell me my x and my y?
Yeah.
Yes, because ordered pairs are always x first, y second. So they gave me an x and a y point, meaning to find my k, I can go y over x, 10 over 5, which would equal 2. So what's my rate of change? 2. Do I know the unit? No, they haven't told me what this relationship is, but I do know it's proportional. It comes down to 2. So since I do know how my rate of change or my constant proportionality, can I now write an equation? Yes. What does my equation look like?
Y equals 2x.
Y equals 2x. Already see how all these pieces fit together. Okay. Let's look at this one. You guys hope we finish this one. Use the information in the table to complete the graph and answer the questions. So we got 2 parts. We need to do the graph and then answer it. So again, they haven't given us labels. What's on the bottom? The number of boxes. And what's on our side? Number of bandages. Always fun writing sideways.
You just write it straight up and down.
No, just like put the small border.
I'm gonna turn the whole smartboard on inside. That'll work real well. It's not like I'm not like you guys, where I just turn the paper and make it easy. Okay, so on this one, we got 224, which is not going to be exact. It's going to be just a little bit before that. 3 and 36, so a little bit past the halfway. 5 and 60. This is actually a really important one because that's actually going to give me my second point. to make sure I can draw my straight line. So if I were using my ruler like I should, I would be focused on this one and this one because I know exactly where they are. Other two hopefully are right in the range of where they're supposed to be, but now you should be able to draw your line, and it should look something like this. So what was my rate of change? How do I find the rate of change? 60 over 5? That would work. Do I have to use 60 over 5? No, I can literally use any of those points. So whatever one you want to use, you can use. 60 divided by 5 equals 12. So my rate of change is 12. My equation becomes y equals 12x. Easy?
No.
What's your answer?
Oh,
You okay?
down point.
Okay. So we got what? 2 problems left on this page?
3.
3. So trying to do all 3, we've got about 3 minutes. I'll give you a minute per problem. Okay, our part with finite score field, relationship between x, the hours driving the plow, and y, the number of rows of corn planted, is shown in the graph to the right. What does the 0.00 represent in this case? It isn't working. What does it represent? Now we have a specific thing.
He hasn't done any hours work or cornfield road or
There are no corn rows when he starts. Make sense? So there are no rows of corn planted.
in 0 hours.
Planted when he starts. Or at 0. So origin has a meaning. It's not just a 0, 0. Once you understand what it's comparing, that's telling you, here's my starting point. In other words, I don't have any rows started when I start plowing. If you choose an ordered pair, you find the constant proportionality. So which one should you choose? I would choose 460. Why?
Because it's smaller.
No,
Because it's like evenly on the corner.
because it's evenly on the quarter. Because it's at an exact interval, I can be more confident about the actual value. If I chose this one or this one, I'm more guessing what it is because it's kind of in between. But when I pick one that's right at that intersection, I have a high degree of confidence as to exactly what the numbers are. So that's why you should have chosen that one. So that tells me that my y is 60, my x is 4. I can simplify that, right? What's that going to equal? 15. Write an equation to represent the situation. So now I can say y equals 15x. What does that mean? But in our scenario, what does that mean?
Well, every X hour of plowing, he does 15 rows of corn.
You plant 15 rows of corn every hour. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you did this one. Patricia is asked to determine the statements below represent the graph. So we had to look at our graph and say, okay, what is it? So our first one, y equals 2.5x represents the situation. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, because my first real point is 2 and 5. Take half of 5, I get 2.5. So that is true. The cost for 10 hours of parking is $4. Is that true?
No.
No, they reversed it. You got to pay attention to the labels that are done. That would be wrong. The cost of parking for 8 hours is $20.
Yes.
Yeah, you verify that on the point, it goes right over there. This is also true. The graph will contain the coordinate 1230.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
410, 820, 1230.
Guys, I can do simple math.
That's why this arrow is here, guys. It's showing that relationship continues in that direction forever.
I know, I got it.
So even though it's not specifically on the graph, if I were to extend the graph to 12, 30 would be one of the points. Does that make sense for everyone? Okay? That's why, guys, quite frankly, that's why that arrow is there. It is mathematically important that that arrow be there. Because that's your indication that that relationship is continuing. Okay, then the last one, a representation or a proportional relationship is shown below. They've given you the groups. Sketch a graph to represent the relationship between the group number, X, and the number of counters, Y. So, I again would put the actual relationships down here. So they call this the group number. Don't worry, that's lunch,
Is that
not you guys. And number of counters. You guys already had lunch. You started at lunch. So, in group number 1, how many counters were there? 2. In group 2, how many counters are there? 4. 4. In group 3, how many counters are there? 6. Can I now graph this? Yeah. You should use your straight edge, and it should go something like this. Write an equation to represent the relationship between the group number X and the number of counters Y. So Y equals, I can take a point, I have 2 over 1, which would equal 2, so Y equals 2X. Any questions on anything we covered? Okay, here is the homework for this one. You'll see it basically looks exactly like what we've just done. I'm not going to go any deeper on that one for right now.